Good morning. How are you? Oh, I am silly. I am a little bit tired this week. I don't know, this weather, who knows? But hey, nice to see you. Thank you for stopping on by. I am here for you, my friends. Um, there we go. Good morning, Myrna. Jenna, I love this. This is my, as you know, this is the romper room portion of the show for those Gen Xers. Susan, nice to see you, Susan. I feel like romper, bumper, stomper, boo. Isn't that it? Miss Jean. We got a Katie. We got a other person whose name I can't pronounce. Oops, I was trying to clean. Check this out. I'm a cartoon. I was trying to clean my pear glasses. Taylor. And I apologize, you guys. I'm gonna just say I do the best with the pronunciations that I have of people's names, and I don't mean it if I can't pronounce it. Stephanie, nice to see you, and Suzanne with a Z. Suzanne, it's me, Sherry. Nice to see you, Sherry. It's me, Beth. It's me, Beth. Are you there, God? It's me, Beth. Dee Bennett, nice to see you. Sonia, Risti, Nadine, all sorts of people showing up. Very nice. And Nico, Nadine, nice to see you. My name is Beth. Don't need, just as a way of introduction. But what I'd much rather you remember, as I like to say often, is Destination Decluttered. What does that mean? So I am here for the next hour or so doing a TikTok live. I schedule these lives, and I do this to show up at a regular time so you can find me when you are stuck with questions about your clutter. If you are cluttered and stuck, I am here for you. I do these TikTok lives. I am also, just so you know, I am a one-on-one decluttering life coach. I have clients that I help from all over the country, all over the world, not all over the world yet, because I really think, honestly, this is my take on it, is just based on where my clients are located, that we here in the US have a unique relationship with our stuff, with capitalism, with money, with thoughts and feelings about things, right? And sometimes those are great. Sometimes they ain't. It works until it doesn't, is what I like to say. And so I'm here. Yep. Lisa Marie says it. Yep. Testify. Right. So I'm here for you. I have been a cluttered person. I grew up in a cluttered home, as did my husband. And it has taken me way too long, or no, that's judgy. I don't want to judge myself. It has taken me a long time to get to where my home it looks like I want it to, feels like I want it to, and functions like I want it to. And when I learned how to do that, I also learned to apply those same things that got my house to look and feel and function well to my life. Good German maid, good morning. Erin, good morning. Okay, so I am just saying this, that it took me a long time to do this. I don't want it to take you a long time. Learn from my experience. Learn from my mistakes. Learn from what worked for me. That's what I'm here to save you. Would you like to save years off of your life living in a cluttered home? Are you sick of being cluttered and you're saying, I'm done. I'm at this point. What's the point? I'm really curious. I just think about this because I offer one-on-one coaching and I have a pretty full schedule, but I have room for more people and it boggles my mind. I am always just curious. What is stopping you from saying, I can't do this alone, I need help? And because there's a thing, if you get the help, you will get to where your home and life look like you want it to, feel like you want it to, functions like you want it to. But if you can't do it yourself, oh my gosh, that's okay. That is okay. The thing that probably took me so long, I'll be honest with you guys, to get my poop in a scoop, as Jen Sincero would say, is I tried to do it alone. I'm a stubborn New Englander like nobody's business. But man, when I have admitted that I just knocked over my pens with my big old foot. When I got help, when I admitted I couldn't do it alone, when I asked for help, when I said even just to the universe, I need help, help appeared. Okay, so I am kind of help appearing for you. Now, pardon me, just make sure. Okay, yep. I dropped some stuff here. Look at the stuff here. See how nice and organized it is? Look how feel it is. There we go. Okay, here we go. Much better. Okay, so I'm here to answer your questions for the next hour. I'm also here to suggest to you, honestly, that if you want one-on-one coaching with me, if you feel like that would be a good fit, just examine, either sign up for a consultation or get curious why you're not signing up for a consultation. Because here's the deal. It's all up here. And I mean that in the best way, because only you can access what's up here. And when you access what's up here, you change how you feel here. And then when these two things are working in alignment, you go out and you kick major butt. Okay? So good morning, Elvis. Oh, Elvis and Bodacious Gal and Lori Sexton. So Lisa Marie is saying, people dropping off clothes their kids outgrew for my kids. Ugh, too many clothes here. I am on a clothing riff today. You'll probably see a bunch of videos popping up on my TikTok page, which if you haven't liked it, please like it, today about clothing, because I wore a pair of pants yesterday that just, they were just whatever. So I have thoughts about clothing. So I want to help you with that, Lisa Marie. Okay, first of all, notice. Just notice. This is what I want you to do, is I want you to just stop and notice. Everybody, whatever you do, don't be judgy. Just get curious. Stop, notice, and get curious. And just think, people are dropping clothes off their kids outgrew because of your kids, and they think they're doing a good thing. And maybe they are in a certain way, that you have a variety of clothing to choose from. But sometimes too much choice can be overwhelming, okay? Too many. That thought of too many is overwhelm. So get curious. What clothes don't your kids wear anymore, right? If they don't wear them anymore, put them in a bag and donate them someplace, okay? Also notice too, when somebody drops them over to you, you feel obligated to use those. There's a bit of a, when they say like there's strings attached to a gift, maybe don't attach a string to a gift when you donate these someplace else, okay? And just donate them so that you can help some anonymous people that could use some clothing, okay? But get used to the clothes that your kids have outgrown, the ones that they're just organically not wearing, that they don't like, the decreasing the quantity of items in your life can make things easier. Sometimes we hang on to things because of fear of not having enough. And I will say that it will totally make a positive difference to decrease the amount of things, because you kind of do that anyway. All right? You kind of do that anyway by just, hopping over the stuff you don't wear. You're always reaching over it, reaching past that stuff to grab the stuff you do wear. Notice the stuff you're not wearing. And just get curious, why am I not wearing that? I have a video about this, about what I call the cranky pants. Do you have clothing that you're like, oh, every time I put that on, I just know I don't, or every time I do it, and I put it on and I know, I trust my gut says, ugh, I don't like this color. This is kind of a little bit too tight. It's hugging my belly. Notice that feeling and honor it. Take those clothes off while they're still clean, put them in a bag, and then grab something that's comfortable, that feels good. Because do you notice when you don't feel good, the rest of your life is affected, including the people around you? My husband knows when I'm wearing the cranky pants because I'm being cranky, right? Who wants to be cranky? I don't want to be cranky inside, and I don't want to crank to other people. All right? So just get curious about the stuff and even involve your kiddos into it. Tell them to say, ask them, make fun. Make it a fun thing. Hey, this weekend, we're going to go through, everybody in the family is going to go through, and we're going to go and we're going to weed through the clothes we don't wear anymore and we don't like, that don't fit, whatever. And then we're going to donate them to a thrift store near us. All right? Get curious about that. Okay, Talisa, I get it. You know what? Disabled so income is limited. You do you. This is why when people, and trust me, I will say to the people who can, are considering coaching, it is so totally affordable. And I'm not saying, Talisa, that it's not. What I'm saying is that if you feel financially right now, just examine your situation, that you can't afford coaching with me, that's okay, because I offer a lot of free stuff. I am here for you in the free stuff. But what I will say is that when you have some help, and, maybe you can't have me, but maybe there's free help, Talisa, that can help you with your decluttering that isn't me. I may not be the help for everybody, but I love the thought that even if I'm not the right fit for somebody, either now, like not now, but maybe in the future, but there is help out there for you, okay? There we go. Dorothy Day loves me. Drop-offs. Okay, memory attachment to some things too. Memory attachment. So when I talk about that, Lisa Marie, I love the fact that you hit on that, because I now can introduce the way I coach, which is 3 layers of clutter, 3 categories of clutter. And if you notice behind me, occasionally I will point to this thing behind me. If you've not met me, I deal with things like we're on a road trip. So what I want to say is sometimes things are in a hierarchy this way, and sometimes they're in a hierarchy, they're horizontal or vertical. Think about the things, the memory attachment is sentimental. That is the most challenging, energy consuming part of your clutter to deal with. So don't start with it. Don't start with the hard stuff first. No, build up your muscle. Build up your routine. Start with your surface clutter, then go to stored, and then deal with the stuff that tells you the feelings, okay? Do that. Loki's mom says, I live in a 3-bedroom house with only 2 closets, no storage space, and way too much stuff. Okay, so there are some things you can change. Okay, you can't change the number of your bedrooms, though maybe you could. Only 2 closets, maybe you could. No storage space. Now, you could get creative with storage, but notice, way too much stuff. Overwhelmed by stuff. See? There we go. And what I want to offer, I get a really good video about this on my TikTok page, so I'll ask you to, I will refer that to you so you can remember what I say, because I will just paraphrase it here. Overwhelm is a feeling overwhelm is a thought. I'm overwhelmed by stuff is a sentence that's gone through your head. A sentence that goes through your head is a thought. Loki's mom, and everybody who ever thinks overwhelmed, just notice, when you say I'm overwhelmed, how does that make you feel? What I say is discouraged, stuck, powerless, unable to move, paralyzed. All those unhelpful feelings. When you feel that way, you're not going to do anything. You're overwhelmed. How to get yourself out of overwhelm and into action is to notice the word overwhelm has the word over in it. It feels like it's over your head, but you can take control over it. You can pull it down as if the world was above you. Where's my little world? Oh my God, I got the world. I got the world above me. I'm so overwhelmed. You can put your hands over it. You can pull it down. Instead of overwhelm, you think down. You think breathe down. Okay? You think chunk it down. You think, how small can I do this to get going? And then when it's small enough that you can say, I can do that. As soon as you say, I can do that in your head, a better thought, a better sentence in your head instead of I'm overwhelmed, I can do that, makes you feel encouraged. And then you do it. There we go. All right. My husband cannot release items which cause suffocation inside, says Harmony Sews Everything. Notice harmony in everybody. We all, every one of us, neither one of us. We all have stories about stuff that make us feel a certain way and do a certain thing. Your husband has thoughts in his head that make him feel a certain way about his stuff and then ends up holding on to them. Now, sadly, what that feels like for you is suffocation. What I want to suggest is notice your own thoughts about your stuff, because you can't help somebody unless you know how to help yourself. And just get curious about what you think about your stuff that makes you hold on to things, and approach his stories, not with judgment. Judgment is on the unhelpful side of the equation, but curiosity and love. Okay? There we go. All right, Rhonda's fixing to start taking stuff to the auction house. Too much junk. Awesome. Take it to the auction house, make some money, and have them do the auctioning. All right? So just notice overwhelm is the thing that coaching helps you with, is when you can't get started, we get you started. And when you feel like giving up, I help you show up. When you feel like I can't do this, I'm giving up, this is hard, I help you going. Kimberly Clark says, and my Boston accent literally all just slipped out because I'm so Kimberly Clark says, I'm inspired, gonna purge all my clothing this weekend. Now, I love that you're inspired, Kimberly, and I don't want to slow your roll. But what I want to say is notice the word, gonna purge all of my clothing. Do not overwhelm yourself in the enthusiasm and the inspiration. Inspiration energy is great, but it doesn't last forever. So you might be in the inspiration and say, I'm going to do all my clothing. And then the energy fades, and then you've pulled all your clothing out, and then you're tired. And then you may say, oh, crap, I have made a worse mess. Now, when you're going through decluttering, please know, everybody, this is one of the things I tell all of my clients, free here on TikTok, on the Zooms that I do with the people on my mailing list and my one-on-one clients that I coach with, is it's going to look temporarily worse before it looks permanently better. It's just part of the process. Okay? So notice that. And Kimberly, what I want to suggest to you and to everybody, don't overwhelm yourself in the opposite way. Start small. Do small. Do a shelf at a time. Set your timer. Do an hour at a time. Set yourself up for success so you don't burn out and run out of steam when everything is all over the place. Okay? I just want to save you from the heartbreak of psoriasis. I want to save you from getting into that situation because I've been there and it's not a good feeling, okay? So put parameters on yourselves. It's better to say, instead of saying I'm going to do it all day, say I'm going to do it for 2 hours. And then if you feel like you still want to do it after 2 hours maybe, or an hour, chunk it down into time. Use the timer on your phone. Say I'm going to do it for a time, and then if I feel good after that time is gone, I will continue. But if I'm not, you can do some more the next day. It's so much better to show up a little bit every day. And then also, I'm all about, because I'm a life coach, I want you doing stuff in your life that you enjoy. Okay, so make time in your life. This is one of the reasons I love to help you declutter, because it helps find space in your home and space in your schedule, so you're not always being overwhelmed with stuff, that you have time and space in your life to do the things you want to do. In this weekend, what if the weather's beautiful? Don't stick yourself in the home, in your house, only cleaning your bedroom or whatever. I just want to help you with that, okay? Swamp Chick, take me a photo of that object, something to me, so I can always have the photo and not the object. That is a great idea. And especially with items that take up physical space, and a lot of physical space, or even just any physical space, but you're never going to use the thing except to look at it. You know, some people are tactile, so maybe you want to save something to feel the feels. But if a photograph is going to be the thing that reminds your brain of the story behind it, experiment with that. And I say photograph, and I mean really just a digital photograph. Because notice that we are in a transition phase in the world of going from only paper, only physical representations of things, to now so many things are digital. So embrace this and use it to your advantage. Okay? Oh, we got a whole bunch of things. Okay. Helpless and I'm feeling drowning. People, I want to help you with this, okay? What I want to offer is, there is an opposite to every unhelpful thought and feeling. There's an opposite. Identify that. Adriana, you're not helpless. You got this. You are not a helpless article, as my mother would say. You can help yourself. And that's what coaching does. It helps you help yourself. I don't do it for you. I teach you how to do it for you, so you do. Rhonda Strong, if you feel like you're drowning, notice that drowning feeling. Here, I'm tossing you like a little life raft, right? But you're not drowning. You can tread water. You can swim. You can do this, okay? Notice even when you just say to yourself the simple phrase, I got this, I can do it. It's a more helpful thought. You know why it's more helpful? Because it makes you feel better. When you feel better, you're going to then go do an action. You're not just going to live up here, spinning out, stuck in the mud. You're going to do something, and do something that gets you towards that destination you want, right? Oops, here we have a thing. 1 hour, listen to Beth on YouTube. It's so motivating. Thank you, Erin. Thank you for mentioning the YouTube thing. So if you're just tuning in to this TikTok Live, I do regularly schedule TikTok Lives. And I say regularly scheduled, even though I can barely pronounce it. I'm like swallowing my tongue. Regularly scheduled. I schedule them by the week. I am living a life that is flexible. I am creating this life for me, and I am embracing the good things that happen. And what that means is I don't show up regimentedly. That would make me feel stuck. Okay? So, like, for example, you will see on my TikTok page, when you go to it to like it, thank you. When you go to it, you will see some pinned posts at the top. There will be a pinned post always, and I use that kind of with an asterisk, with the dates and times that I will be doing TikTok Lives for like the next week. So for example, the one that's pinned today shows that today is the last day. Today is August 11th, right? So after this, then I look at my schedule for next week. Now, next week, I am kind of what I say on the grid for a few days. But then, as people who know me, or when you get to know me, you will know that one of the things that lights up my life at this chapter is travel. So I am traveling next week for like 4 days in a row. So I won't be showing up on TikTok Live, but guaranteed, I will be posting more TikTok Live availabilities where I'm going to be before I leave. So I just want to mention that. The other thing too, and then I'll hop back into the questions, because Erin said, listen to Beth on YouTube. Destination Decluttered on YouTube. Here's the thing I found out, but here's how you helped me. How all of y'all here, this is sabotage. All of y'all here have let me know that you like to listen to these TikTok Lives while you're decluttering, even when they're not live. This was new to me. I never would have thought of this, but you have said, Hey, you know what's really helpful is just putting on one of those TikTok lives that are recorded and uploaded to the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel. I put that on in the background and I am able to just do some decluttering. And if what I do helps you, then I'm going to do it. So if you go to the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel, you will see a whole playlist of TikTok lives. This one will be uploaded there later today. And so you can pop those on at your convenience when you're decluttering for motivation. Put them in your earbuds. Go for it, okay? And thank you, Erin, for the shout out, right? There we go. Oh, I love this. Vegan Goddess just said, I was just happy I organized my closet. Here's what we're going for, you guys. Now I walk in here and just have a sense of peace. Doesn't that feel good? Just imagine it, you know? Just imagine how peaceful. This is why I start with how it looks, but the look is only to get it so you feel good when you see it. How do you want to feel when you're in a home? I want to feel peaceful. I want to feel peace of mind, you know? I love it. Erin is saying there isn't time to do it all. I did 3 dresser drawers yesterday and it felt great. Notice how I did this. It felt great. I feel calm. I love to organize, separating and dividing into stages. Yep. You've got that. What else do we have? All right, London Gray, here I am. Ask some questions. Sign up for the mailing list. If you want one-on-one coaching, I do one-on-one coaching on Zoom. You can sign up for that. What else do we got here? How can I help? Here we go. Slowing up. Yep, sometimes there's an item that stops you. And that item that stops you is usually something that is of sentimental nature. Don't allow the sentimental stuff to stop you. Categorize that. Make a box of the sentimental stuff so that you can continue on with the surface and stored stuff. And also, yeah, certain things will make you feel that you need to take a longer amount of time to make a decision about it. Honor that and make the easy decisions first, but don't make that just be an avoidance thing. Go back to the other things and give yourself time to make a decision because you're making decisions about your life. And this is a really cool thing. Is when you declutter your home, what you're really saying to yourself is, this thing in my life doesn't work for me anymore, so I'm going to get it out of my life because it doesn't work, and that will give you space and room in your home for what does work, you know? My Cookie 2021 says, how can I convince another family member to get rid of figurine dust collectors? Okay, so here's where I will say, I don't know if you should or can. If maybe they don't think they are figurine dust collectors, would you like somebody to say to you, hey, that thing you have, you should get rid of it? How would that feel if somebody said, you know, you should get rid of your stuff? If they enjoy it, allow them to enjoy it. Maybe have them ask them if they could at least dust them, right? But notice your idea, everybody has their own idea about what is the good stuff and what is crap. This is why when you inherit things from people, they loved that stuff, but you don't have to love it just because it was important to them. But also honor, like you have stuff that's important to you, honor that. And it's something's important to somebody else, not judgment. Judgment is your stuff is crap and my stuff is good, right? And you may not realize that, but it kind of comes out that way. So just approach it with a sense of curiosity and love. Okay. And here, April B. Crafts just said what somebody said up thread because we're all trying to help each other. My mom also says to take pictures of things that are sentimental but not useful. Exactly. Katie Little has a dumpster coming this weekend and so excited. Notice the feeling behind all this. That's why I am not just a decluttering coach. I'm a decluttering life coach. Because when you realize how good it feels to live in a decluttered home and even to be on the journey from being cluttered to decluttering and learning how to make decisions that turn your life from how it is to better, you're going to love it. Okay? Yeah, I will say, you know, some people are saying putting them in a glass cabinet, in a curio cabinet, they don't get dusty. Everybody's decision is going to be unique to you. I have a bunch of stuff. I will share this with you. You may think that my collection is crappy. I have in my other room, and I know I've done videos and I've showed those, but I have a bunch of, like over 100 cheesy, tacky plastic snow domes from like the 70s, 80s, 90s, and beyond. They are on display in my living room, in our living room, because they bring me joy. Yes, they have collected dust. No, I haven't dusted them because I don't particularly care to dust. I will at some point, but they bring me joy. I think I would like them less if they were behind a glass thing, because to me, there's some sort of connection. I don't know how to explain it except that it's like human sonar, beep, 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 beep. You send out a message, you look at something, and then beep, 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 beep. It sends a message back. I noticed this when I used to do a lot more antiquing and thrifting. When things were in places that had the glass cabinets, the glass, places where smalls would be, right? Locked up. It was almost as if you couldn't ping off of the thing. You couldn't get the energy. You couldn't see it as well because there was like a block. So to me, putting it behind glass doesn't really work, but maybe it would to you. Okay. Again, I love this. So Julie McIntyre is saying, I just organized my shed by holiday, and check this out. It feels so good. It's like, cue the Chuck Mangione. Ba, 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 da. I don't know if you've noticed this, but I am a Gen Xer. And I also talk in pop culture references. They are woven into my language like I'm bilingual. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the happiness and globes of the inner child. Yeah, I used to love to thrift. Here's a funny thing, Julie McIntyre. I used to love to thrift for decades. I started as a child. My mother thrifted. I did that up until about I don't know 5 or 10 years ago when I realized it just wasn't bringing me joy anymore, and that's okay. That's okay. You are allowed to, let me share this with you. You are allowed to change. The stuff that was important to you in your past can still be important to you. Sure, check with that. But if it's not as important as it was, that's also okay. When you release the things that are no longer as important to you, what you're doing is you're creating an environment where you can do and feel and experience the newer things, the things that really get you going, right? I used to love thrifting. Now I don't. I used to love going and finding old-timey places to go and write about. I used to write books about road tripping. That's why I use my road tripping metaphors so much, because it takes the drama out. I don't really enjoy that anymore. Honestly, it kind of makes me sad because places are getting older and closing. So just notice the things you loved, and that's okay. What are the things you love now? What are the things you love to do now? 5 or 6 years ago, I didn't enjoy going out and eating oysters. Now I think it's kind of fun. Allow yourself to change. Change in ways that make you happy, I love it, Julie McIntyre. I used to do that too. I get rid of things before I bring something else home. I even said this to a client on a call the other day that I used to, I would go and I would bring things to thrift stores. As I would used to say, it was like an offering to the gods, right? But then I would drop it off and then I'd think, oh, I kind of did a good deed. Let me see what's in here. I don't even go in there anymore. I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me the way it used to. And maybe this is because, and I think this is because, I love how my house looks. I love the stuff that I have. I have just the right amount. It works well. It looks good. It functions well. Of course, I will, occasionally be kind of culling out, weeding the stuff that just doesn't do it anymore, like the cranky pants I was talking about earlier. But I am at a point now that I don't really feel the need to add any more stuff. If anything, I am decluttering a lot of the stuff that I had thrifted because I used to sell vintage stuff. I used to sell vintage stuff for years, and then I stopped, but I kept on acquiring things because I forgot that I wasn't doing it anymore. And I would see cool stuff and say, ooh, that's something cool. Luckily for me, my sister now is in that mode, so she does that. So I have had an easy way to share my cool stuff with her so she can make money off of it. But even if I didn't, I could donate that stuff. I could do things with it. All right. So notice it. Yes. Love the red travel cases. So these red travel cases behind me, I store stuff in that. So you can be creative about how you store things. I also love the fact that they have that travel motif. I've got my TWA bag here that I got at the TWA hotel. Every time I look here, it inspires me to travel. Now, I don't use these with traveling because they don't fit under seats. Like I have modern suitcases and, travel bags and stuff. But I would never have these cases in my home unless somebody out there had not said, this luggage doesn't work for me anymore. I'm going to get it out of my home and put it somewhere where somebody else can enjoy it. There we go. Do I have a house video? Because I love seeing how people decorate and organize. I don't have an official one. I'll be honest with you. I tend to be pretty private about my own home, and bet you can understand that. I show you certain parts of my home in different videos. So I will say this. If you go to my TikTok page, Jay Shell, if you go to TikTok page, look for the videos that have a different color background. 99.9% of my videos will have this white background because this is where I love to show up. This is where I work. I don't call it an office because I freaking hate the word office. Never wanted to be an office person. This is my space. This is my studio. This is my creative space. And it's bright and cheery and white because this is how I wanted it to be. But I have other colors of other rooms in my house are painted different colors, decorated different ways. But yeah, so that's how you can look at that. All right. Oh, hey, this is good. Have stored clutter. How to choose what to work in first. PM 11208. Not sure how the stuff is organized when it's stored. Maybe it's labeled. If it's not labeled, I don't know, pick out one box and see how one box goes. Notice the stuff in there that is just kind of surface sentimental or, surface stored or sentimental, even though it's stored. Dump it out. Get yourself a surface to work on. You got to spread the stuff out a little bit so you can actually see what you have. That's the whole, it's going to look worse temporarily before it looks better permanently. Okay, just notice that and go through and say, this stuff was important enough to me at some point in my life. I'm kind of pointing towards the past, right? In the past, this stuff was important enough to me to pack away, to say I'm going to make a decision later. Now you're opening it up today and you're making a decision about it based on who you are now and also, because this is how I coach, who you want to be, what you want your life to look and feel like in the future. And the future can start, 10 o'clock this morning. Make a decision. What do you want your home to look like? What do you want your home to feel like? How do you want to feel like when you're in your home? And how do you want it to function? Write those things down. Get yourself a notebook. People know who have done I do workshops for the people on the Destination Decluttered mailing list. Let me see. I kind of forgot to mention that. DestinationDecluttered.com. Oh, there we go. See, some people are signing up for the mailing list. DestinationDecluttered.com is my website. You can do two awesome things there. One is you can sign up for the mailing list. Cool thing is, give a lot of free stuff to the people on the mailing list. You always get first dibs. I will say, first dibs people, if you want to be like on the list, if you want to be like an insider, like cool and, backstage and all that, that's when you get a habit tracker that's free. You got an invite to a Zoom next week that I'm doing just for the people on the mailing list. You also get free workshops that I do. You get the recordings for the workshops. I just like doing that for free. That may be paid at some time. I don't know. I am evolving as you are, right? So if you're interested in getting on that mailing list and maybe attending next week's free Zoom call, group Zoom, just for people on the mailing list, DestinationDecluttered.com/join. The other thing, too, is if you want me as your one-on-one life coach, as your one-on-one decluttering life coach, I do that. 10-week program, sign up. How that starts with, just 10 weeks from now is what? Early October? Just think of how much better it would feel going into the fall and the holidays with your home and life looking and feeling and functioning better. You do that by signing up for a consultation on my website. There are a few of them left, and then there may not be any. Again, those kind of open up week by week. So take the initiative. And here's the thing to get curious about. I am always just curious. Ask yourself, why? If you can't do it alone, if what you're doing alone isn't working, why aren't you getting help? Answer that question for yourself. Help helps you. Help helps you get there. I am like the co-pilot. I am like the sidekick. Coaching to me is like being on a road trip that, yeah, you can do it alone, but you get tired. Somebody's not there, not holding the map. They can't help you strategize when things get rough. You may get discouraged and want to pull over and give up. Coaching is like your best friend in the passenger seat when you are on a road trip. All we want to do is get to you where you want to go to. Let's get there the quickest way, the fastest way. Let's show up every day and do it. Let's do a little bit at a time. We make it fun. Okay? There we go. So, yes, Glenn, I knew about Zoom losing my likeness and language training at AI. I'm working on that. Going to see if I can do something about that. There we go. I love that, Reed. The things that served me, now I can donate it, make someone else happy. There we go. And studio, I use this word as studio. My husband is a musician, so we have 3 bedrooms in our house. We have a small house, which I love. 1 bedroom is ours, 1 bedroom is his studio, 1 bedroom is ours, because we don't have kids. Okay, I am trying to declutter my craft room like now, says Mom of 4 great kids. Ugh. Okay, ugh. So notice your craft room is your studio, is your creative space. What I would offer to you is just get curious. First of all, what's causing the ugh? The ugh is probably too much stuff, not organized, and all over the place. I don't know. I'm kind of making it up. I can only do so much. See, this is help, but it's not as good as when you get one-on-one help. What I will offer is Get curious. Everybody, get curious about the stuff you're not using, no matter what room it is. So if it's your craft room, get curious about the stuff you use and enjoy frequently. Get curious about, that's a category. Get curious about the stuff that you used to use that you're not doing anymore. That is also a category. Don't judge yourself about it. Don't say, well, I used to like it. Now I don't do it anymore. I guess I should do that more. You know, honor the feeling. Honor that ugh feeling. That ugh feeling is telling you something. It's telling you something that's weighing you down, that's not making you feel good. When you figure out what's making you feel ugh, you can change it so you don't feel ugh anymore. Okay? So notice that. All right, what do we got? Oh, see, and Harmony Sewing says, I just did this. I'm a sewer, but also paint. You got this. There we go. Memory quilts. Oh, here's a fun thing. Somebody said memory quilts. I actually usually have a blanket, like a little lap blanket in my studio because sometimes the AC comes on and I get cold. But I pulled the one out. I have a memory quilt, a t-shirt quilt that I'm now going to put on my lap, even though it's not that cold. But you can get t-shirt quilts made, or you can do them yourself. There's places that do that, so that you don't need to wear the t-shirts that don't fit anymore, but we want to remember it. Julie McIntyre likes to Pinterest to organize. Okay, Diva Woman Baker, your craft room needs help? Yep. Okay, so notice this. Many of you crafty people, I used to think I was going to be crafty, and I accumulated a lot of craft stuff, but then I noticed I wasn't crafting, even when I had the time. And when I said that was okay and I released myself from it, what I was able to do is I said, what am I using that time for? And it was something that I thought was more fun than crafting, which was driving around looking at vintage places. And then I created a website. I wrote books. I was on television. I created a video series. All sorts of wonderful things happened only because I wasn't beating myself up about not being crafty and forcing myself to be something I wasn't. I embraced who I was. Okay, so just get curious. Everybody with your craft spaces, look at the things that you have. I bet you've got your, you've got your, I don't know, like your painting stuff. You've got your sewing stuff. You've got your crocheting stuff. You've got your card making stuff. You've got your collage stuff. You've got your whatever. Categorize those things and notice the crafting projects that still bring you joy. What I found out about myself is I like to craft, but I don't like to, like I'm looking at a craft I did. I went to a crafting thing that a really cool place near me did, and I made something that I liked, but I'm like a one and done. I don't feel like making a whole ton of things. I made this one thing. It says, trust yourself, and I put that up there for me to trust me. I share it with you. Trust yourself. Trust yourself that if it doesn't bring you joy anymore, it's okay to say that, and maybe you can donate that to somebody on the beginning of their craft journey. Or maybe you say, hey, I want to do more crafting. I'm going to create more time in my day to do the crafting. There we go. I love it. Glenn says, last time you were on live, I decluttered a small space. It's not perfect. We're not going for perfect, so awesome. But it's so much better. Yes, Glenn, Coco, awesome. Perfect is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Perfection and all or nothingness are going to get you stuck. Okay? Better is what we're going through. A little bit at a time. A small space, better, repeated, is going to be blow the doors off of anything else trying to do too much and trying to be perfect. Okay? There we go. The word craft makes me happy and brings joy. Awesome. I love that. I thought it did. For me, it didn't. Julie McIntyre, I'm so glad you found me too. And I see a bunch of people signing up for the Destination Decluttered email mailing list. That's going to be wicked fun. I don't spam you too, just in case you know, like I get annoyed. I will be honest with you. I get annoyed when I sign up for something and then all of a sudden I get a whole ton of random emails from people. They think it's random. They're doing it to try to sign me up for something. I only send you the good stuff. One of the good things that I will always share with you, though, and be cool with it, because I think it's a great opportunity, is reminding you when there is an opportunity to work with me as a one-on-one coach. I will share with you that I am so excited. TikTok and these TikTok lives has introduced me to so many new clients that there may be a point where I don't have bandwidth to coach people. But when I do, I make space in my life for what I love to do, which is help you get unstuck, because I know how much better it feels when you're unstuck. Okay? Here we go. I have an old house with a small bedrooms and German made 95. I'm at the point where I want to sell my bedroom set. It's too big for your room. What a great revelation. German made, what I want to ask you this, and I will say this to everybody. What is the easiest way? Don't make it too complicated. What's the easiest way you can sell your bedroom set? Do you know somebody in your circle of friends who might want it? Could you post it on like a Facebook Live or not Facebook Live, like a Facebook page, like one of those things? Craigslist. Do you need to make money from it? Could you donate it? Could you move it out to the front of your yard and put a free sign on it? Okay? Just get curious. Make it easy. If we make it too difficult to get rid of stuff, we will not want to get rid of things. Okay? There we go. Post on Marketplace. Try a Facebook page. Yeah, try it. German made, since I know you sign up, you show up a lot, I will be really curious next week. I don't know when I'm doing the TikTok lives, but I have a few that I'm going to do, and I will post about them later today when I figure it out, when I look at my calendar, my schedule, because here's the thing. I have a system that I use every day it enables me to get so much more done in my life, and I mean not just all the stuff I have to do, but the stuff I want to do, right? And so I will look at my schedule. I say this because I did 2 workshops for the people on the Destination Decluttered email list about how to do this and make more time in your home. So what I will say is check in with me next week on a TikTok Live and let me know how it went. Okay, you got this. That's also maybe a little bit of inadvertent accountability for making you do it. You do you. Everybody do things at the pace that feels right to you, given the time that you have. Maybe you're going away for the weekend, stuff like that there. Okay, but also notice the sooner you start, the better your house, your home immediately starts to look. If you are dragging your heels, if you're making excuses, if you're saying all the unhelpful stuff that's causing you to be stuck, just notice that. Stop and notice what you're saying to yourself that's making you feel stuck. And then say, what if I decided to just think the opposite thought? Let's go to opposite land, right? Baby steps. I can't do it too much. I'm going to do baby steps. I'm overwhelmed. I got this. I can do a little bit, right? When you feel better, you do better. When you're stuck up here and you're not taking action. You're not moving things with your hands. That's why I like to think of it like this. Think of it this way. Your head, your heart, and your hands. HHH. If you'll notice about Destination Decluttered, Surface Stored, Sentimental, I'm all about alliteration. And this one also goes from top to bottom. So you have a thought in your head. This is how life works. This is not just decluttering. Notice this, blow your mind. You have a thought in your head. It makes you feel a certain way in your heart. And when you feel a certain way in your heart, you do something with your hands. You know, you either smack somebody on the face or you give them a kiss, right? You either pick up something and donate it or you cling onto it and never give it away. You know, unhelpful thought makes you feel like crap. And when you feel like crap or scared, fear, you hang on to stuff and you stay stuck. On the other hand, though, this is what I love. I do this with my anxiety clients, right? Do this. Take some deep breaths. You know, bop something around from either side of this wonderful median line on you. And on the other hand, on the other side is the opportunity. On the other side is a better thought that makes you feel better. And when you feel better, you do better. You go and you take pictures of your bedroom set that's too big. You then take those pictures and you upload them to Facebook and you write a description and you get it going. You take those little baby steps. And those little baby steps will get you going. You know? There we go. I'm going to declutter. Diva Woman Baker is saying, I'm going to declutter my kitchen table today. No excuses. Yes, just get curious about why it got cluttered in the first place. Is it just surface stuff that hasn't been put away? Notice your habits. Notice your habits that get you cluttered, because you can declutter. Trust me, this is the 1-2. This is like the decluttering 2-step, right? Is knocking down the accumulated clutter, the stuff that's on the table. But then if you only do that and you don't change how you think and act with your clutter, you're gonna have it build up again. What you need to do is get curious about the things you do that get the clutter to build up and change those habits. My husband is my clutter habit. You know what? Here's a funny thing. My parents would always be pointing fingers at each other about it's him, it's me, it's not. How about working on yourself first? I'm the problem, it's me. Just get curious about it. None of us are perfect. You know, I could blame my husband, but gosh, I see enough stuff that I'm like, oh, I just put that down as opposed to put it away, right? And here's the funny thing. I am a decluttering life coach. I get paid money from many people to help them with their clutter, but I'm also a human. And I also have to stop. I have to catch myself and do when I find myself recluttering. But I stop myself quickly. I know where to put it away, and it never builds up the way it did before, right? What I want to say is, notice when you're doing something that gets you, that drives, steers you in the other direction of where you want to be. What I want to say is, like, pretend there's like a little traffic cop who's got his like little whistle and his little hat, and he's got his little hand out, like, stop, stop, little traffic cop, right? Or yesterday I was riffing with this. Pretend you're, one of the Supremes. You can stop in the name of love. Stop in the name of love. In the name of love, stop what you're doing that's not helping you. Stop that and start doing something that will help you. And oftentimes it's just catching yourself thinking an unhelpful thought. Stop the unhelpful thoughts. Catch yourself. Woo! Don't go any further with the unhelpful thought. Don't allow it to make you feel bad. Back it up, flip it and reverse it, and think a better thought. It'll make you feel better, and when you feel better, you do better. Okay? There we go. Harmony Sewing. I'm glad you found me too. For those of you who are just signing on or maybe need to sign off because of life, Destination Decluttered. My name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach. I help you make space in your life for what you want to do. I make it easy. I make it fun. I am here for you to make it, you get to where you want to go. I have done it myself. I have helped tons of clients. I want to continue doing that until I don't. And I'm here for you. So if this is helpful, please like my TikTok page. Please share it with people that you know that might benefit from it. Also, I have a Destination Decluttered email mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com/join. Also, most importantly, because it's going to be it's like the fast pass. It's like the high occupancy vehicle lane to get to where you want to go, is one-on-one coaching with me. One-on-one coaching with me looks like this. You sign up for a consultation. We just have a casual talk. I ask questions I ask of all of my clients on Zoom because I coach on Zoom. And we decide if it's going to be a good fit. If it's going to be a good fit, 10 sessions once a week, an hour on Zoom. Between now and 10 weeks. Let me just do this. Here, I think this will be kind of fun. So today is Friday the 11th. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10 weeks from now, if you started even next week, if you started next week coaching with me, 1 hour a week, 10 weeks, that gets you to almost Halloween. Halloween to me is always the beginning of the holiday season. That's when you're bringing out your decor, at least for me. You're bringing out your holiday decor. Halloween, then Thanksgiving, then the December holidays, and then New Year's. Can you imagine how much better you will feel and be set up for all of those milestones on the calendar if you started right now in August dealing with your clutter and stuff and learning a process to keep yourself decluttered? There we go. How does this work with adult ADD paralysis? Okay, Eileen, I will say this. It works this way. Paralysis, analysis, paralysis. The paralysis is stuck, is not moving. What I offer is right away. Start moving your body, right? You get up stand up for your life. Stand up, move around, jump around. Get your body moving, get out of paralysis, and then grab an item. What is it? Do I want it or not? Make a decision, right? I will say with everybody is one of the things that might help you get going even if you're not having ADD, and I've coached people with it and I have it in my family, so I know about it, is start with a destination in mind, okay? This is why I call my coaching Destination Decluttered, and as soon as I came up with that, I was like, yes. I used to call my coaching Just Drive Your Life, which is my mantra, because you're driving your life and you want to drive it towards your dreams, right? My tea got tepid again. Ugh. Anyhow, when you are on a road trip, when you're when you're going on vacation, when you're driving somewhere you're excited to go to, your energy is different. You want to get there. So ask yourself, what do I want my home to look like? What do I want to feel like when I'm in my home? How do I want my home to function? Write that stuff down. Fall in love with the possibility, the vision in your head of what it's going to look like when you just deal with your stuff that's in the way, right? Fall in love with it. Get excited for that life. And then keep that energy alive. It's a spark. Notice when you start your car, you spark You ignite a spark in your ignition. Having a spark in you to say, yes, I want to do it, is also going to help you get from paralysis to moving. Notice there's that opposite. Exactly. Just trying to think about it makes me very overwhelmed. Okay. Notice, why are you feeling overwhelmed? Okay. And here's the thing I will say, I see tacos and Eileen and Tanya, but I will say I see tacos. This is why I know. Like, I know sometimes, like if somebody said to me, I think I did a video for this way early on, but it was like, what do you want to do with your life? Life can be overwhelming. The thought of the enormity of your life can be a little bit intimidating. What am I doing with my life? I don't know. You know what you do? You start with your house. You start with one room in your house. You say, you know what? Life is too big to deal with at the moment, but if I can learn some tools and techniques and processes to get my home looking like I want it to, and me feeling better in my home functioning better, the way I coach is those tools that I teach you how to use are copy and pasteable to other areas of your life. So then you can use that to say, well, how could I apply this to my relationships? How could I apply this to my job? How could I apply this to the things I want to do in life, right? Do not allow overwhelm to overtake you. F that. Take control of your overwhelm. Say, overwhelm is me looking at it too big. I'm going to chunk it down. I'm going to say, I'm going to work on my home. You can do this. You can make decisions about stuff you bought at Target, about stuff that somebody gave you that's no longer here anymore, about stuff that you thought was going to make your life better, and it maybe did for a while, and now it doesn't. That's okay, all right? If you stay stuck, you also are just stuck in the mud. You're not moving. You're not living the life you want, but notice it's all up here. It starts up here anyway. And when you say I'm overwhelmed, you're stuck. When you say I can do something about this, just even try that. I can do something about this. And don't just hear it out here. I like it when I talk to my clients. I'm always like, well, it goes from here to here, but allow it to sink down to here and say, I can do something about it. I can do something about it. I am going to do something about it. And no matter how small that thing is, I can do that, and the small things add up to the big things. Every $1 million, every dollar is 100 pennies. Every $10 is more pennies. Do little things over and over again that get you the look and feel you want. Little bit at a time, you will get there. Granted, the more you show up, the quicker you'll get there. And with coaching, I help you show up more. But notice that. There we go. Need another name for a junk drawer because it allows it to be a dumping ground. Really good question. So don't call it the junk drawer. Identify what you want in it, and you say, this is the home for. This is the home for. And I'm just picturing, we don't have any junk drawers in our house because we have a drawer that we only have, so we have some kitchen drawers, but then we have one that has, okay, so we've got, this is the drawer where the following things go. We've got the clips for the bags. We've got the saran wrap and the Ziploc bags. Then there's a divider, and then we have like the little thing that you use to light the candles outside, and that's also where I keep my little thing of like gift cards, or like your library cards and stuff. And then on the back of that is where you find the bottle openers. Behind that is where you find your takeout menus. Be specific, okay? Assign homes for things and put them back in their homes when you're done, and don't put something else where it doesn't belong. A lot of it is decision making. It's deciding where things go. Once you decide you want them, it's where is a home that makes sense to me, so I know where to get it when I need it, and I know where to put it back when I'm done. Just notice that. Hey, that's cool. Nurse Ellen is saying, I just found a friend who is a professional organizer, having a free evaluation of my house next week. Nurse Ellen, that is rocking. I love how you are getting help with something you're struggling with. Congratulations. And professional organizers, I love them. They go into your house and help you. I don't do that. I have done that before, and what I find is more satisfying to me, the way I want to show up in this space, is I love to coach on Zoom. I love to coach where I can help people that are not in just my local area. I have clients, and when I say this, I'm looking at a map of the U.S. that I have these little like 70s, like, what do you call them, like smiley face stickers? Because I'm a goof like this. And I put little smiley face stickers on a map of the U.S. where I have all my clients. And I love seeing that I've got so many different states, right? I couldn't do that without being able to do it, without being able to do it kind of with technology. And the way that I do it is because I talk about what's up here, not what's on the other side of your hands. I have done it before. I have gone and helped people and been the hands. But if you don't change what's here, the recluttering just happens. The recluttering happens. The decluttering turns to recluttering, right? There we go. I thought about hiring help because I'm completely alone, but I can't afford it right now. That's okay. Notice that there can be free help out there. Maybe you've got a buddy, maybe you've got a friend who can even just, you can call them up and say, I'm going to declutter for a half an hour. Do you want to declutter at your house? Let's, I'll check in with you in an hour. Maybe you get a free consultation with somebody. Nurse Ellen just said, just found your TikTok this morning. Am I fine signing up with you? Awesome. Yes, there we go. Oh, I get a couple of consultations. All right. So I do, as I said, thank you. I will get to folks. I'm only here for another 4 minutes, but I want to leave you with this, okay? If you're struggling with anything, please, oh, please, oh, please, get help. There is help out there for whatever you are struggling with. You shouldn't be struggling, and don't do it alone, okay? I'm talking about everything that you're struggling, anything, Get the help you need to live the life you want. And if you're struggling with clutter and it sounds like what I do can help you. I work, as I said, I'm very clear. I do all these TikTok lives. I upload these videos to TikTok on the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel. I also show up occasionally on Facebook and Instagram. But what I really do is one-on-one coaching. Paid one-on-one coaching is a 10-week session, a 10-week program, 1 session a week for an hour a week on Zoom. And it's just you and me. And we get so honed in onto what's keeping you stuck. Learn from it, create systems that work for you and how your brain works and how your life works, so that you use these, you learn skills. It's like taking driver's ed. You didn't know how to drive before. You learn from somebody who does it a lot and is good at it, and then you practice, and then you get your, after the 10 weeks, and actually I do have people who sign up for more than that because they love having a coach because it's helping them get to where they want to go. But after we stop coaching, even when we don't, you practice, and your life just starts to get better. Right? There we go. I'm retired and have accumulated so much, had a home business, just sold it, lots of stuff. Notice, Nurse Ellen, you're in a different chapter of your life. You can say, this is the stuff from those chapters. What do I want my future chapter to look and feel like? And I bet it has a lot of less stuff. Swamp Chick, I will say this, I don't charge per session, I charge per program. And it is, I consider it very affordable. Sign up. And before we even talk about, here's my thing. Don't let the thought of I can't afford it stop you from at least seeing if it might help you. Because just think, if it really helped you, perhaps you could get creative and find a way to afford it. I say that, but oh my gosh, to me it's such a deal. My prices will go up. My prices have gone up, and they will continue to. The more busy I get, the more precious my time is, and the more I need to ensure that I'm filling my time with the most I can do. Okay. And I do help people who clutter due to ADHD if the people who have the ADHD are also working on their ADHD themselves. I notice that because it can be frustrating for both if you're not dealing with your issues. So if you're dealing with your ADHD, it can work. And if you're not, there we go. Oh, isn't that funny? I just found out what Doom boxes are. Yeah, Doom. Didn't organize, only moved. Finally feel understood. It's a thing. I grew up in a family of that. Oh my gosh, I for a year, in this past couple of years, I helped my mother with Doom boxes and Doom bags, and she didn't change her mind, and she still does it, but I love her anyway. There we go. Okay, Swamp Chick, my husband just passed away. I'm on a strict budget. What is your 10-week total? Right now, it's $1,500. It is. At the time of my saying this, it could change next week. I have to see. And I'm not saying that as like a fearful thing. I'm just saying that that's what it is now, but things change, okay? And just notice, here's the thing. You can do the math. Think of how much that is per day of 10 weeks. That's like a cheap meal at like McDonald's. And the cool thing is what you learn through coaching is an investment. You learn a different way of thinking and doing things that's going to last you the rest of your life. So then you divide out that amount of money by the days of your life. It's pennies on the dollar. There we go. No, $1,500, not $350. Sorry. That's why I don't typically say this, because people understand me. There we go. All right. Well, I have to jump into coaching and consultations for the day. And thank you for being here. My name is Beth, Destination Decluttered. I show up these ways to help you. And I am going to later today. This is what I do. I keep promises to myself and you. I am going to look at my calendar. I'm going to see when I can show up next week doing another TikTok live. If you like my TikTok page, you're going to be notified when I go live. Also, you can check back later today because I'm going to do a video that's going to tell you when I'm going to be live, so you can pencil it in. So even if you feel like you can't afford one-on-one coaching, that's okay. Not everybody can, but for those of you who can, to say, yeah, I want to get there, here I am. And if you can't or don't wanna or whatever the things are, that I show up and do TikTok lives to help you. Okay, there we go. All right, my name is Beth, Destination Decluttered. I will see you next week. All right.